And by the way, this isn't me. This is our team, right? I don't want to use personal pronouns.
Right, sure.
This is our whole team working together on these new campaigns.
You have to have multiple irons and multiple ovens to see what gets hot, because if it gets hot, we'll ride it, but it could go cold.
The only way you're going to get where you're trying to go is to do things differently than what you've already done.
Thank you for joining us on our Family First Life Tri-State Serve the People podcast. We appreciate you tuning in, spending your time to develop and grow with us. Follow us, please, on all our social media platforms at Family First Life Tri-State or FFL Tri-State. We love you. Keep listening, and I hope this information is serving you across the country.
Wow, it's a day today at the Tri-State office in New Jersey. I'm here Tri-State trending with my man Joe Basso, one of my favorite people in the world, one of my great friends, and one of my favorite business partners. How you doing, my brother?
Dude, every time I'm with Tri-State, it's a great day. So I'm doing great.
My man. Well, listen, we're definitely trending today because we're just wrapping up the month of September, and you guys are on a record-breaking pace.
Yeah.
You have eclipsed the 3,000 families in a month, which officially makes you and 3LS executive board members.
Thanks,
at Family First Life. So congratulations to the new level, to
Thank you so
Caleb,
much.
Gabe, and the whole team.
Yeah.
Got a rock star culture, and you guys are continuing to drive it. So we can't trend in this booth with you without you getting the floor, because you've got so many things going on. I don't even know where to start, but I know the growth is insane. You know, you're probably the fastest growing group in all of Family First Life currently. So why don't you just kind of take us into your world a little bit and let us know what is trending over at 3LS.
What is trending? Man, oh man. Like you said, there's so much going on. So for this trends, dude, I want to just hit on, I think, the thing that is our baseline, right?
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be extras that you're working on here, you're working on there.
Absolutely.
But you mentioned culture. And I think our culture from day one has been, you got to spend money on leads.
Yes.
You got to have enough leads,
right? And
you got to make sure that your activity is where it should be.
That's
so
strong.
We just, dude, like for us, you know, I think growing up in church, there was just so much good about. I heard a lot of the same things over and over and over and over again, in a good way.
Good way. True, very true.
And like, you know, the old saying, "More is caught than is taught."
Yes.
You figure out the things that are, you know, repetitive, dude, they stick. So we preach the whole, you know, and you've heard me say it a lot lately, but lead flow plus workflow equals cash flow.
100%.
So, you know, we're just preaching that nonstop. Every team call, every individual call. If you come to me and you're a new agent and you're like, hey, how do I get rolling fast? I'm talking about those three things.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I care about your cash flow. I hope we get along well.
Right.
I hope you love me. I hope I love you. But you're not going to stay here just because you love me.
Right.
You're going to stay here because you're putting bread on the table for your family.
Right.
And the only way that I can guarantee that is with those three things.
No doubt.
So we're preaching that like crazy. We're working really, really hard with everyone we can to make sure they have the right leads for them at the correct stage of their business. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So we're taking it one-on-one. And, dude, I think we have this really cool culture where everybody genuinely is trying to help everybody.
That's amazing.
And I think that's really, 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 really cool. So, like, if you're with 320, and even if you're not with 320, and you call us and ask for help, dude, we want to help you. And we want to get everybody, you know, any knowledge that we have. Not that we have more than anybody else. We don't. We're all doing the same stuff.
Right, correct.
But we want to just lend a helping hand and push people to excellence.
Yeah, and that's very visible, man. I mean, really, from day one. But now, when you're helping 3,000 families in a month, and that is your baseline, it's hard to break that.
It is.
You know, because it's so rooted in at every
100%.
level of management and every level of producer. So it's really hard to break that, which, you know, for us, me watching that and being basically a benefactor of that, we've had different levels of culture. Tri-State, like this business is 9 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there was a culture of, you know, wake up with and go hunt and eat meat raw. Which is like, if you don't, because if you don't, you're going to die.
You're going to starve.
You know what I'm saying? And then we packed herds of people like that.
Yeah.
That was the culture, which, boy, was it fun. But it has an oxygen level on it that has an expiration date. And I didn't know.
It's the elevation, Mark. It's the elevation.
Yeah, right. It's like being in Montana or something. You know what I mean? Like the elevation level. So it's like, yes. But then we realized, like, service is going to crush with everything. Service and love.
Amen.
Is going to crush everything. And there's no oxygen. There's no room span on it. There's no ceiling in which I got to keep rising my head up to get the last breath of oxygen left before I die, right? And that became the mantra about 3 years ago that we've been able to kind of work through. And now we're going to do 100,000 families this month.
Talk, dude.
But, dude, not without people like you, people like your organization that are setting the pace and providing your group leadership and culture without us.
Sure.
Make sense?
Of course.
So we're just a cherry. It's funny that we can now just be a cherry on top of your Sunday, which makes me so happy.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's the goal, though. So, like, when I look at what Tri-State is and what you have been for me and what Tri-State has been for our group, dude, now it's aspiring because, I look ahead and say, how can we be that for the people coming up?
Right.
And so there's different levels to this thing.
Right.
And, dude, I can't thank you for your leadership enough and being able to look at your team and what you guys are doing and how you complement what we're doing so well. I love that you guys, you're like, dude, I'm going to stay out the way when you want me to,
100%. But
when you need the assist, I got you.
Right.
That's really, really cool in business.
And guess how I found that out?
How?
By being in the way. Makes sense? Yeah. I was in the way so much trying to control it, manipulate it, manage it, micromanage it, whatever you want to call it. I don't think the intent was never bad.
Yeah.
But I needed to become a better leader. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that was the law of my leadership lid at that time. And I needed to expand my mind, get different influences, get a bigger horizon, call on, different books and videos and people that can, because I wanted to get better, dude.
Yeah.
Now, the only way that a guy like you can thrive is if we get out the way. And by the way, number one, not only is that much better, more refreshing, I don't have to teach you anything. Make sense? Meaning, like, you self-taught or been in. Now, look, you've taken what you've taken from multiple sources and resources at FFL, but
tons, by the way.
Your previous background and what you're one of the sharpest people I ever met and all that. But if you run it and you own it, I don't need to ask you how you get into your own front door.
I love it.
You know how to get. It's your house.
And it kind of takes pressure off you too, right? Like in a good way. In a good way.
In a great way.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we were going to scale to where we're at. So you guys are doing some amazing things. And we're trending right now on culture.
Yep.
And as you're looking at, EVPs, future board members, in your business, SVPs, VPs, what are some things you're in outside of workflow plus cash flow, workflow plus lead flow equals cash flow? What are some things also that you're instilling to get this service vibe and this vibe you have? I'm
glad you asked that, dude. So I think for us, there's a constant balancing act that we have to keep, in that we want to keep the main thing and stick to the basics. Right. But at the same point, Mark, we have to pivot with the market.
Right.
What does that mean? Like, dude, if I was leading the same way I was leading a year and a half ago,
right,
we wouldn't be where we are today.
Strong.
If we were doing everything exactly the same, right? Like only in-person sales, only mortgage leads,
right?
Only, and we can go down a long list of things.
Yeah.
Like I think great entrepreneurs, and you've helped teach me this along the way, you can't be scared to pivot when you have things staring you in the face. And it's like, well, dude, if X, Y, and Z is doing that over there and they're crushing it, it's not to say that what we're doing isn't working.
Right.
Can we add in a little bit of this and a little bit of that? And is that going to help us to level up?
Yes.
So when we're talking to the VPs that are trying to get to SVP and then EVP and then board member, et cetera, it's, hey, look where you are now versus where you were 6 months ago, 12 months ago, et cetera. And look where you're trying to go. The only way you're going to get where you're trying to go is to do things differently than what you've already done.
This is amazing.
Does that make sense?
Oh God. I mean, because I'm gonna say a term that we know very well, but we never use in our business model.
Okay.
It's called R&D, research and development.
Yeah.
Right. Y'all have irons in multiple ovens,
Always
waiting to see what gets hot. Because if you're not research and developing,
100%.
you have nothing new to bring to the table. And you have to have multiple irons and multiple ovens to see what gets hot. Because if it gets hot, we'll ride it, but it could go cold.
Could go cold.
Right? So
Not only, Mark, could it go cold,
it will
go cold. It will.
That's really good, bro. That's so good. And it will, you're right, it will go cold. So we don't call it R&D here. But you and I both know you have an R&D department, and I got an R&D
100%,
department.
dude.
And we trade notes on our R&D departments, right? To see.
That's the beauty.
Because you might be working on this concoction over here, and it's and it might get super hot. I'm like, dude, what did you mix in to get that hot, right? And then we might be doing something over here, and you might do the same thing. So it's constantly having the main. I love the way you said it, because if you don't keep the main thing, and you're only in R&D, you don't have a business.
No way.
You don't have a business.
No, you got people looking for the next thing all the time, which
and it's
could
always
be scary.
the new idea department.
Correct.
Seems to always be open, dude. The new idea department is lead flow versus workflow
Correct.
equals cash flow.
That's exactly
That's
right.
the new idea department. Don't get it confused.
Yep.
But leadership requires vision. And in order to be a visionary, maybe everything your vision you have as a vision isn't in everyone's ear all the time.
No way.
People need to be thinking about the main thing. Yep. But you have things that you're working on. You, Gabe, Caleb, have things that you're working on.
100%.
And talk to us a little bit about your R&D department. You don't have to get crazy about what's in the ovens, but just the concept. Yes.
Yeah. So, like, dude, I love that you brought up the word vision, right? Because the Bible says where there is no vision, the people perish.
No doubt.
Dude, that's facts. It's big
sir.
facts.
Yes.
And, I'm going to actually pay homage to where I learned this concept, which was I watched some pastors that I grew up watching and listening to. You know what I realized, dude? The churches that I was a part of that were growing the fastest and growing consistently, there was always a new campaign.
Got it.
There was always a new thought. It was always, the baseline was always the same. It was the Bible. It was God's word.
Yes, makes sense.
We were always doing this. We're spreading the gospel.
Right.
We're doing the same good things.
Right.
But there was always a new campaign. And guess what the new campaign, and it didn't take long to figure it out. What was the point of the new campaign? It was to keep people interested.
Right.
And to keep people coming back for more, Mark.
Right. That's good.
Right? Now, our business is a little different.
Right.
I think some people are confused, and they think that the people that we sell life insurance to are our clients.
Right.
Well, if you're a sole proprietor, that is your client.
Correct.
If you're an agency owner, your client is your agents.
Yes.
My job is to make sure that my people have vision, and they always have a new campaign.
Nice.
Now, if that new campaign is going to make them and their family some money, more money, and help them grow, talk about a win-win.
Yes, sir.
We're keeping the troops moving. Everybody's working together.
Right.
And by the way, this isn't me. This is our team, right? I don't want to use personal pronouns.
Right, sure.
This is our whole team working together on these new campaigns.
Yes, sir.
But you talk about culture.
Yeah.
Dude, what's the first 4 letters in culture?
Cult.
People band together with a strong belief, and they're willing to move mountains, bro.
That's true.
So if you can get people banded together, all working together with a common vision, common idea, bro, you talk about power and powerful in business. So the R&D department, dude, it's just we're looking for ways to freshen what we're already doing. I'm not trying to go from A to B.
Right.
Dude, I'm just trying to make A little prettier.
That's it, baby.
Does that make sense?
That's great, dude.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Because you got people going A, B, C, D all the time, dude.
Yeah.
It's shell shock. They don't know. People don't know what to do.
That's good.
But if we can get A from a 90% to a 92%,
Yeah,
everybody wins.
no doubt. That's amazing, dude. That's so well put. Wow. And it's again, that thought process has helped you build one of the fastest growing companies in all of FFL, man. So to say that we are way past trending right now, and I appreciate you coming in and burning down the booth and giving us incredible wisdom in a very short window. Yeah. So thank you, Joe Basso.
Dude, I love you, man.
I love you too, brother. This is great, man. Thank you for listening. If you don't catch this one, you're crazy. Replay this one. There's a lot of golden nuggets in this man's brain, and I'm happy to have you in the booth. Thanks. God bless, guys.